Oh, wow, yeah. All right. What's up, everyone? My name is Mechanic Dave, and we're doing more models. I just gotta get my thing in frame. There we go. Yeah, we're doing more models. Today we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 models, and we're actually almost done with all my models. Crazy. I'm really milking it hard, I guess. So let's kick things off right away with a really popular car. It's a TV show car. Let's see if I can find is there a description on it? No, there's no description in that. Okay. That, my friends, is KITT. The Knight Industries 2000. This was originally Michael Knight's Trans Am. And then Knight Industries got a hold of it and turned it into KITT. Under the hood, you know, typical V8, 350 Chevy. You know, nothing too special, but I mean, really in the show, the hood doesn't come off much. So I thought about gluing it, but I'm just not about it. I have the decal set in there for the woo 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 LED. We have his painted rims. I know they're supposed to be silver on the outcrop. I don't care. Tinted windows that are not black, but they are tinted. Inside we have the full KITT interior with the steering wheel and all the little gizmos and gadgets. Bucket seats. There's the wing. I thought about building a turbo mode kit, but I don't have really any of the parts. I'm not entirely sure what year KITT is. I think it's like an 82. I want to say it's an 82. Let me check. This is the problem. There's no information in the brochure. It just says Knight Rider and tells you how to build it. Kind of a cool car. I didn't have to paint it because it came molded in black, which was perfect. The T-tops are out because it's a T-tops. I mean, come on, it's cool. Under here, basic stock 82 Trans Am. I don't have the exhaust pipes hooked up entirely. There's supposed to be like a pipe that goes zoop or something like that. I don't know. But overall, this is a neat model. I really enjoyed building it. It didn't take a long time. I did, however, have to mix some paint to get that right color. It came with a couple different wings. It came with a ducktail spoiler, and it came with this one. But that's the one that is always on the car. So that's the one we used. Yeah, overall, it's pretty clean. You know, there's not much for mishaps on it. There's a little bit of glue on the windows right there, but that's at the back. Yeah, that's KITT. Put him over to the side. Next up, 1964 Chevy Impala. This is a low rider. As you can see by the absolute slammed rear end and the jacked up front end, I really enjoyed building this because it came with a bunch of lowrider options. It has the chain steering wheel, floor shifter. It's got the nice top, vinyl top. Under here we have a really neat setup. So it could either be all the way jacked up so it was level like that, which I didn't like, or it could be slammed all the way down like that. So I chose to raise it all the way up in the front and slam it right down in the rear. As you can see, there's very small suspension, and up front much larger spring than in the rear. The exhaust pipes, this one falls back a little bit because it's stuck on there, but they're supposed to be sitting out like that. We have the original rims, which I thought were really cool because they're like the turbine rims. And yes, that does say lowrider on it. Under the hood, we have very typical 305 Chevy. Because, well, I didn't want a giant motor in this because, I mean, it's an Impala. And they're supposed to be big, lunkin' cars, man. But this is a lowrider, so it only needs to do one thing, and that's hop like a bunny. read the bio. This one actually comes with one. The Impala was Chevy's flagship full-size car from 1964, and it fulfilled the role well. The Impala line was an outstanding seller for Chevrolet in the early 60s. In 64, Chevy made about 889,600 Impala vehicles, 185,325 of which were the SS model, which I believe this is. I could be wrong. Ah, yes, it is. As you can see, will it focus? Will it focus? It's not going to focus. The SS badge is right there. The Impala image has matured gracefully since the nameplate's introduction in 1958. Wow. And the crisp, formal styling of the 64 Impala fit this image well. The popular Super Sport option, which included the unique body trim and wheel covers, added $161 to the $2,786 base price of a V8-powered Impala Sport Coupe. The SS package could be had on either hardtop, coupe, or convertible, with 6 cylinders or V8. The 1964 Impala has gained cult status as the car of choice among lowrider enthusiasts. So, next time you're going down through East LA, keep this in mind that you're probably going to see this, and it's probably going to be a Latino driving it. I'm not being racist. I am just saying what I care. And I don't care. Overall, it's not a bad model. I mean, relatively clean. There's a little scuff right there, but that can just rub off. No, that's paint gone. Right, yeah, it's really low to the ground. Let me see if I can find like a piece of paper or a card and show you just how low that is. So that's pretty low. Well, I enjoyed building this. It was a lot of fun. First lowrider I ever built. Next up, ooh, classic. Classic Fox body. And it's a little ugly on a Fox body. It's because it's a 1990 Mustang. This is the newest car I think I own, if I'm not mistaken. Hang on. Need to check. Well, no, it's actually not. I think I have a car that's a little newer. I think it's like a 2001. I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't come with a year on it. But this one was my first Fox body I built, and I wanted to paint it to look similar, but not quite like the Capri. So, of course, it has its own red interior. It's got the black and white trim on it. Standard black hood with the cowl. Well, small, very small cowl, indeed. Has your LX rims, ducktail spoiler, which was actually from another Camaro model, which I enjoy. I think it looks good on there. Little red fingerprint right there. I wonder whose that could have been. Underneath here, very sophisticated indeed. But I made it a little fun because only one muffler, so that should be loud. Really nice. I like the suspension concept. Wicked cool. I took my time painting this motor, so you can see the bell housings silver, transmission's black, oil pan's black, with the hood. Come on. Fuel injected 5.0, red block, tight tube headers. It's actually an Edelbrock Performer RPM fuel injected intake. That's pretty neat. I have the carbureted version on the Capri. So, let's read the bio. On most Saturday nights at the local drag strip, you will find a number of Mustang LX coupes. During the years of 1979, that's mine, to 1993, the Mustang was offered in 3 body styles, while the prestigious GT was offered as a fastback. Virtually the same equipment could be obtained on the LX. The lower price, lighter weight, and overall badassery, I'm adding that part, made the LX perfect for drag racing. The 1990 Mustang is a part of the 3rd generation Mustang as it was built on the Fox platform. It remained basically the same car for 14 years and has provided the perfect platform for weekend racing. There are racing classes nationwide set up specifically for the Fox Body Mustang. Now, obviously this is completely bone stock 505 speed, but I'm really hoping that my car will end up making it down the strip in hopefully 12s. Okay, probably more like 13s. But this should do just fine going down the strip. Nice size tires, all same. Decent tread on them too. Those are like street tires almost. Anything else about this car? Not really, no. It's kind of a cruddy build. There's some silver on the front bumper right there. There's obviously a red fingerprint there. Taillight is kind of bowed out a little bit. Painted the keyhole because, you know, you need that. This is not a hatchback either. It's regular trunk, which I'm kind of sad. I like the hatchbacks. They're cool. But yeah, I was going to cut it out, make it a T-tops, but then I realized that would be pretty stupid because the LX90s Mustangs, I don't think those ever had T-tops. I don't even think those had sunroofs. So, out with that. I need to take a drink of my drink real quick. Bear with me here. Oh, fuck yeah. Man, let me tell you. This Canada Dry Blackberry Ginger Ale with only 140 calories is absolutely incredible. You can really taste the blackberries in there. Side note, I'm not sponsored by Canada Dry, but I'd like to be. Up next, 1969 Chevy Nova SS. This is a street strip package that I built. So it has the cowl on the hood. It's got a neat motor too. It's the only yellow motor I've ever built. And I think the only yellow car I own. So it has the dual carb intake with a little small high rise. I thought that was pretty neat. It's got Chevy valve covers. Pretty bone stock headers actually. Suspension, pretty basic. Caltrax bars out back here. This model has been through a lot, as you can see by the crack in the windshield. I actually stepped on this a couple of times and broke it and had to rebuild it. So, all chrome nice up front. It's got the Rally Sport wheels from Camaro because the old rims were broken and old. It's got the spoiler on there from, I think, the Challenger. I'm not entirely sure, but it has the stick shift, Hurst shifter, chrome steering wheel, black interior with bucket seats. Pretty, nice Trans Am style exhaust pipes. But yeah, this car's been through a lot. This was like the third model I've built, and it shows. It's kind of a cruddy paint job, but it's good looking from afar. It's far from good looking. And I really like the addition with the black hood with the cowl on it. I think it just completes the entire look. Alrighty, let's see. In the 1969 Chevy Nova came right from the factory with a high-performance 350 horsepower, 350 cubic inch engine with a special 3-speed gearbox and heavy-duty suspension. It had a blacked-out grille, which I probably should have blacked mine out, but I like it chrome. Simulated hood air intakes. This was one. Oh, so those on my Chevelle were those chrome vents in the hood, like right there. But since I'm not a little bitch boy, I didn't put those on. And fender louvers. Fender louvers. What the hell's a fender louver? I have literally no idea what a fender louver is. It didn't come with any louvers that I know of. There is no doubt that this was one of the greatest performance muscle cars ever. Your model includes a detailed stock or option drag small block V8 350, 2 hoods, factory rally wheels or drag style rear wheels with slicks. I didn't put the slicks on because I don't think it really needs them. It's as fat enough tires in the back as it is. Plus, it just doesn't make enough power in my mind to need slicks. If it unless it's pushing over 1,000 horse, it doesn't need slicks unless it looks cool. But yeah, this is not the sturdiest model in the world. As you can see, there's some suspension given there, which I think is kind of neat. Moving on. I kind of want to save this one. Oh, here we go. For all you JDM fanboys out there. Yeah, you with the K20 swap Civic. Fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. I love you all equally. This is an Acura Integra Type R. Or a Teggy, as some of you kids these days might call them. Right away you can notice flared out fenders. And those flares were from a Jeep. Like I said, I bought like 4 Jeeps just for parts, not to actually build. I have these nice wheels on there, which those are Type R rims. You have this really big rear spoiler and a fat old fart can. And I kind of like the flared out sides, even though it is 100% front wheel drive and it is not performance. It is slammed on its nuts though. So it used to sit a little higher, but I took the wheels off and dropped it down. Inside you can see stick shift, steering wheel, pretty basic shit. It's not JDM because it's not in the right-hand drive. Nice custom front spoiler. Open the hood. Pretty basic VTEC Honda motor with your cold air intake, man. I don't know. I wanted to get more into these JDM models, but I'm finding that just some of them are just weird. So I don't think this came with the cold air intake. I think that came with like a box intake. And I threw that on from like, I don't even know what model. I do want to take a magnifying glass and rewrite VTEC in red, but that would be very, very tough because it's very small. I'm not entirely sure on the year of this vehicle. If any of you guys know, let me know in the comments below. But it wasn't a terrible build. It was pretty fucking simple, to be honest. And the rear suspension was incredibly simple. Probably the most difficult part was just getting the the exhaust to fit right, because you had to glue it here, and here. And for that, I think I did a fucking great job. Front wheel drive. It's the only front wheel drive vehicle I own. Everything else is either rear wheel drive. And I have one model that is all-wheel drive, and you'll see that in a later episode. So, let's see. Most enthusiasts would agree that the most popular tuner car has been the Acura Integra Type R. While baby boomers love their muscle cars, yeah we do, the youth of today wants fast, light, and nimble Japanese cars. They want a car that handles the corners as well as the drag strip. I don't know. This is probably a great cornering car, but drag strip, honestly, dude, you go side by side with the Nova. The Nova's fucking pulling off on your ass. Oh, I dropped the hood. Oh no. Hang on. You can revel in my purple paint. So, this requires a finely tuned suspension. I agree, it has incredible finely tuned suspension. And a light but powerful engine. I'm not... Yeah, no, this is not powerful at all. Oh, this is a 1994. Okay, it even tells you. The 94 Acura Integra Type R was part of the third generation Integras made by Honda. It was powered by a 1.8-liter double overhead cam 4-cylinder VTEC engine producing 195 horsepower in 6.2 seconds and finishes the quarter mile in, get this, 15 seconds. Slow! Up until production was stopped in 2001, thank God, the Integra was annually recognized as one of the 10 best cars in the world. Fuck you, no. I am not into tuners, nor am I into Hondas. You know, if only Hondas I like are the off-road vehicles, the four-wheelers, the dirt bikes, the go-karts. This is... if I were to describe this car, it is for the guy who works at Taco Bell, who really is a car enthusiast but doesn't have enough money to buy a 60s Chevelle or a 70s Nova or an 80 or a 79 Mercury Capri. There's only cool people own Capris. Just a little tidbit there. I'm not disappointed with this car per se. More as it's just not my cup of tea. You know, I prefer, you know, my Canada Dry, Blackberry Ginger Ale, sponsored, not sponsored. But I like it. This has become the Great Mobile. And it was actually pretty nice to build. It was something different. It's the only front-wheel drive vehicle I've ever built and probably will ever build unless I get a Civic from the Fast and Furious kit. Oh boy. These next two cars are quite incredible. I don't know which one should go first, so I'm going to flip a cap. Yes, a cap, not a coin. If I can find a bottle in here. Bottle! Hello? Bottle? Bottle? Is there a bottle in here? Is there something I can flip or anything? God damn, there is... I don't have a... Oh, there's a bottle cap. Ooh, sweet. Oh, over the interruption, so... That's heads, that's tails. Heads, we go with the one on the right. Tails, we go with the one on the left. Heads. What was heads? Heads on the right. Okay. This is by far one of my more favorite hot rods. Or rat rod, whatever you would consider it. This is a 1932 Ford 5-window coupe. Now, this had a 5.0 engine in it from the model kit. But I decided a 5.0s are, you know, they're not the coolest motor in the world. Yeah, they're common. They're a little too common if you ask me. So what I did, I went out, I bought a Shelby Cobra. And once my dog stepped on that and ruined the body, I completely parted it out. So that is the motor from a Shelby Cobra, the original one. Not none of that bullshit ones. You see side pipes on there. Whole front suspensions from the Shelby Cobra. Whole rear suspensions from the Cobra too. Rims are from the Cobra. It's basically a 32 Ford with a Cobra makeover. So it has the nice rat rod shifter in there. Bench seat for two. I was tempted to get like a fuel tank up front, but I decided against it. You can see the support bars from the grill, which I really like. Nice red metal flake paint job. The motor is really nice. I mean, Shelby honestly did a great work designing this engine. There's a little scuff-ups here and there. No, it's not perfect, but it's mine. So, I mean, just look at that. That's just cool. So, the 1932 Ford 5-window coupe, in parentheses, 2-door windows, 2 quarter-panel windows, and a rear window. That is a subtotal of 5, I will give them that. Is one of the most popular subjects to become a street rod. 32 Ford, most commonly called the Deuce, is an ideal hot rod because the original car was quite popular and had large production numbers and were readily available from the 40s to the 60s. Now, because of the rising demand on these cars, have become highly collectible and very expensive to own, especially stock. Your Revell 32 Ford KITT can be made as a full fender street rod or a highboy style custom, styling wheels or 5-spoke mags. An optional 5.0 Mustang engine or custom dual carb V8 and colorful decal graphics for 4 versions. Wow. So this, yeah, I really like the way it came out with the new motor and all the suspension upgrades, because originally it wasn't this high off the ground, but it sat pretty level. And that's just, when you think of a hot rod, you think of something like that with giant suspension in the front and lower-ish in the rear, but not too lowered. You can really see the really cool engineering of the suspension components right there. You have your wishbone suspension, you have your sway bars, all that fun stuff. I wouldn't get rid of this model anytime soon. I love this thing. Easy to build, very, very simple. It's just a frame, the chassis, and a body, and that's fucking it. All right, here we go. This is let's see if you can guess the year on this. Incorrect. It's a 1967 Shelby GT 350. Here we go. Yeah. It's oh wow, it gives me performance too. So we'll read that in a little bit, but first thing right off the bat, you can see side pipes, super cool, love them. Shelby rims, which I was gonna paint gold, but I like them as they are. It's got a bunch of body modifications to it, which I took inspiration from the Eleanor Mustang that was used in Gone in 60 Seconds. So it's got vent here, vent there, scoop there, big old wing in the back. And yes, these are actual decals, not paint. Painted up rear end, louvers. Inside we have a T-shifter, nice T-shifter, chrome instrument cluster, bucket seats, and nothing else. It's just bucket seats. 2 seats, and that's all. This chrome is not the same grill that it came with. I actually had another Shelby model that was broken by my dog, damn you. So I cut the grill to make it match, dropped the Cobra in there, and threw a chin splitter right there. This is actually not the original hood. This is from the other Shelby. And right away you can see a bug catcher. That can only mean one thing, and that's a supercharged Shelby V8, brother. So give me a... So that's a 302 Cobra. There's a blower on it, which I really like. Don't mind the windshield, it's disgusting. Not the prettiest glue job in the world. That's because it was all molded in red for some stupid reason. And when it's molded in red and you paint silver and then you throw on some glue, yeah, it looks like the car's bleeding. But still pretty cool. I really like the side pipe job. I really should get pipes that connect to those, but for the meantime, they're just going to stay like that. Drive shaft's bent a little bit. There's so much torque, the drive shaft has twisted the shit out of itself, apparently. Oh, come on. Let's get this hood on. I really want to be careful with the hood because of the decals on it. So there's that. And you can actually... That's what the car used to look like. Before, after. Before, after. Really cool before and after. I'm proud of myself for it. Powered by a race-proven Shelby-tuned high-performance 302 Ford engine and decked out with externally with things like roof side and quarter panel air scoop, trunk lid spoiler, custom hood with air scoop, high beam headlights mounted in the center of the grille, roll bar, special Magstar wheels. The 67 Shelby GT350 was not your average Mustang. Fiberglass custom parts, which included the lengthened hood, custom air scoops, front fascia, and trunk deck, not only added to the elan of the car, but lightened it by many pounds. Stock Mustang bumpers were used in front and rear, but 67 Cougar taillights were mounted in the rear. That's kind of neat, I think. I didn't paint them red, but I think that's pretty neat that they use the 67 Cougar taillights for the 67 GT350. Ford, in order to capture a wider segment of the buying public, dressed the 67 Mustang and thereby the 67 GT350 with serious comfort items, which included the deluxe Mustang interior, power brakes, power steering, optional air conditioning, and optional automatic transmission. Driving a Shelby GT350 in 1967 puts you in the elite of the performance motoring public. Now, with the stock motor, 0 to 60 was 7.1 seconds, ran the quarter mile in 15.3 seconds at 91 miles an hour, and had a top speed of 129 miles per hour. With the blower on that, I will say 0 to 60 in 6 seconds, quarter mile in 12.4 at 135 miles an hour, and a top speed of, let's say, 160, a buck 60. Overall, this was the most customized body I've ever built. I think it is. This is actually kind of neat. I really like my Mustangs, so this was a fun one to build. So let me know what you guys think about some of these models, and let me know what you think about these videos in general. That's all I have for today. We're already at 32 minutes in. Gonna be milking another episode pretty soon, so watch out for that. And this has been Mechanic Dave signing off with his Blackberry Ginger Ale. Yummy.